Coin Collectors, is DC on the Big D, and we're looking at the 2008 Sacagawea United States $1 coin. Here is Sacagawea right here in the center. That is her son right behind her in the kind of carrier, and that is Jean-Baptiste Charbonneau. The date is over here to the right underneath her chin. This is 2008. Down here, the P, that stands for the Philadelphia Mint, where in 2008 they didn't make many of these. And so that's one of the things we're going to talk about today, was how they changed the number of these that they made. In 2008, at the Philadelphia Mint, they made 1.8 million of the regular circulating coins. And now this one is a little bit special because it came in the uncirculated mint set, and they did what they call a satin finish on it. So this one's worth about $6 or $7, maybe $8. It comes in the uncirculated mint set, and if we look at this one, we see right down here that there is some lettering here, and this is actually a GG for Glenna Goodacre, who was the engraver of these, the front of these coins. If we look also at the front, we see that Liberty at the top. We tip it up, we see that it has a smooth edge. Now this coin is not gold, and it's not any kind of special metals really. It's a manganese brass clad copper. So the very inside of these coins is filled with copper, just like a penny or just like a dime or a quarter is. The inside is copper. If we tip these over, we see that it says United States of America here, E pluribus unum. It says $1, and then right there there's a T, a D, and an R, and that's for Thomas D. Rogers, who was the engraver of the back of these coins. There is an eagle flying, E pluribus unum's right above its wings, and you notice that it seems like there's not the right number of stars here, and so let's take a look at that. A lot of U.S. coins there are 13 stars on them. This one we see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17 stars on this. And there's a reason there's 17 stars, and that's because that's how many states were in the Union in 1804 when Sacagawea led the expedition, or guided the expedition of Lewis and Clark from Missouri out to the Pacific Ocean. This eagle, just a great, great eagle. When you get the good ones, you can see the eye, you can see how the curve of the beak, you can see the feathers here, even the body feathers. You can actually see the feet that are kind of bunched up or clutched up a little bit, or the claws. So this is the Philadelphia version here, and that's the P. The next one here is a little bit special. In the sense that you see it's much shinier and looks a little different. This is from a proof set. So it's a San Francisco Mint proof set. These came in a couple different proof sets. The clad proof set and then the silver proof set. They both have the same coin in them because this is not silver, but you can get it in two different ways, and you can see how they just polish it way differently, and it's almost like a sandblasted image of Sacagawea popping off the coin. And then this one, you can just see her eyes. They just do such a fine job. This is a 2008 S. It's probably worth about $16 in proof 65. And it turns out that the San Francisco Mint did so good a job on these that almost all of them are around a proof 65. So that's probably what this is, so it's probably worth $16. We tip it up. Again, I'm looking at the edge. It's a smooth edge. It's going to have the same exact thing on the back, except you can see it's much more polished, and the light just flies right off that. At the San Francisco Mint, for those, they made 2.1 million. And the last but not least here is this is a Denver Mint coin. At the Denver Mint, they made them in two different varieties. The circulating variety, they made 1.8 million. And then this is a so-called satin finish, which came in the uncirculated mint sets. And so this is probably worth about $4 or $5 because it's from the satin finish set. And again, everything's going to be the same with the D here. Now I keep tipping them up and looking at the edge, and there's a reason for that. And that's because 2008 was the last year that they made them with a smooth edge. And then in 2009, I'll show you the edge that they went to in 2009. And this is really interesting how they did this. So you can see that this is a 2009 coin. No date here. Still says "In God We Trust." No mint mark here. And so to find the mint marks from 2009, you actually have to tip it up on its edge, and to find the date too, and to find the E pluribus unum. So there's a 2009 P, as you can see. If we keep going around, we'll see that there's the E pluribus unum, and then some more stars. So they moved from the front of the coin after 2008. They moved the date. They left the "In God We Trust." And then on the back of the coin, this is it's the Three Sisters, and this is the beans, corn, and squash planting. That's kind of the Native American called them the Three Sisters. And this one, you see that this has an E pluribus unum here, but it isn't on here because it is on the edge lettering, and that gives us much more space to kind of put stuff on the coin. The back of these coins, again, is the Thomas D. Rogers. This coin is, you can see the NEN here for the initials, the engraver of this coin. All right, well, that's all we have today. Oh, and see how they put the dollar mark here? I'll just leave that. Instead of saying $1, which they did in 2008, they went with a dollar mark. All right, that's all we have today from Big D. Hopefully you can subscribe to our channel and leave any comments you have in the comments section.